Are tariffs about to hit your wallet harder than expected? CNN's Maribel Aber joins us now from the NASDAQ market site in New York. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Cheryl.
All right, you've got some fresh numbers just came in which show that potential impact to our pocketbook. What's it showing you?
Okay, inflation picked up in June, Cheryl. The consumer price index showed an annual inflation rate of 2.7%. And prices last month ticked up 0.3% from May. That's according to the Labor Department. Both numbers right in line with what economists were forecasting. Economists will be breaking down the numbers and looking at categories like apparel, like electronics, autos, and furniture. Those are among the categories that will offer a look at the impact of tariffs on consumer prices. And so far, it appears the June CPI report was mixed on just how much impact tariffs had on prices. For example, vehicle prices fell in the month with prices on new vehicles down 0.3%. But apparel prices, which can be sensitive to tariffs, were up 0.4%. You know, Cheryl, both Wall Street and the White House tracking these numbers. Remember, President Trump has continually pressured the Fed to lower its key interest rate. That next meeting is July 29th.
Yeah, so interesting because since we started talking about tariffs, it was always this wait and see, and we're starting to see some movement. So that'll be interesting how it keeps unfolding. Let's talk about home prices dropping in some surprising places. What does it mean for us?
Okay, as always, it's all about location when it comes to real estate. And in this case, it really depends on what market you're in, Cheryl. But there are signs that the overall housing market's cooling off. Nearly a third of the 100 largest housing markets in the U.S. are now showing annual declines in prices. This is according to a report. It comes from ICE Mortgage Technology. It found annual price declines of at least a full percentage point in those markets. And overall, prices rose just 1.3% annually. It was the slowest rate in 2 years. And it comes as inventory decreases and demand slows due to high mortgage rates and overinflated home prices. Now, regionally, prices are still seeing big gains in the Northeast and Midwest, but they are softening in the South and the West, Cheryl.
Interesting. So softening for us here in Metro Atlanta, and where you live, really compounding where you work, and some changes on that front, because it sounds like a major company just pulled the plug on remote flexibility.
Starbucks wants its white-collar workers in the office more. The company is requiring its corporate staff to come into the office a minimum of 4 days a week. So that's up from the present requirement of 3 days a week. The 4-day requirement starts in Starbucks' new fiscal year in October. Also, new in-office requirements, some corporate workers presently working remotely will have to relocate to Seattle or Toronto within 12 months. Now, for Starbucks workers who don't want to comply, Cheryl, with these new requirements, the chain is offering a one-time voluntary exit program, which includes a cash payment.
Interesting. I guess my first question is how other big corporations might follow suit, so we will have to see what happens next on that front. Movie night, let's talk about something that got cheaper, because it seems like very few things are getting cheaper in our lives, but movie night getting cheaper if you know which days to go.
Okay, you got to go Tuesdays and Wednesdays. AMC slashed those ticket prices. You're going to have to be a member of the chain's AMC Stub Awards program to get the discount. But you also get, in addition to the half-price admission, Cheryl, you're going to get a discount on AMC small popcorn and drink combo. The midweek discounts come as the theater chains look for ways to compete with streaming, attract consumers on traditionally slow movie-going days. And some recent summer blockbusters have given people reasons to get out of the theaters. Recent hits have lifted the summer box office 16% compared to the same time last year, according to ComScore. Just last weekend, we had a big opening for Superman, which took in more than $122 million in its debut weekend. Cheryl, we could use a deal at movies, especially families. Between the tickets and the popcorn, maybe I should go to Universal or Disney.
You are speaking my language. As a mother of 4, I'm like, what rerun could we watch for free? So Tuesday's the day. That means today's the day, and it's hot here in Atlanta, so get a little free AC too. Maribel, thanks so much for the time.